Alrighty, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the Illuminati drama. I guess you could say. Got my wisdom teeth taken out yesterday, and I got a new mic today, so we'll see how that goes. It sounded a lot more crisp when I tested it out earlier, but who knows if I'm going to get this video out on the 29th. Regardless of if I do or don't, that really isn't the issue. The issue is Illuminati claiming that someone was using her editor's techniques, when if you look at these techniques, they're very common techniques. Like, they're not like, you see these techniques in every documentary, every YouTube doc, everything that's sort of like edutainment, I guess you could say, has this type of editing to it. So she apologizes about that, and then H-Bomber guy, who's somebody I had my introduction to through Mahler's series on Dark Souls 2, and as you can probably see, I'm playing Dark Souls 2. If you are interested in the game, I think that you should check out his series. He's got a lot of content. It's like 10 hours. You can just throw it on while you're, doing something. But outside of that, he put together these two clips that make it seem like Illuminati was strongly influenced by another documentary.
Professor Hugh Fudenberg.
Professor Fudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Fudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit involving the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic child patients with blood products.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit with the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic patients with blood products.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse and misprescribing of controlled drugs.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse of prescribing controlled drugs.
Now, I understand, taking inspiration and, being derivative in a sense. It's very possible to do that and still make your own thing, right? Like, let's take for my second channel, my Joker video and Turkey Tom's Joker video. I saw him make a Joker video and I was like, oh yeah, I want to make one. But I made my own. That was about my own thing. His was more so about what he thought about the movie and the public outcry. Mainly what I did was just go through the movie and find the things that I liked, things that I had questions about, things like that. So I did take inspiration from his video, and if you watch his video, my video, I'm sure you can see that. But there's still differences. There's still that, that feeling of, oh, this is my video and this is his video. But Illuminati had this response to the entire drama.
Harris posted this video saying, and I quote, "Personally, at Illuminaughtii, I would define plagiarism as something a bit more specific. For example, copying someone else's documentary directly into your script." End quote. However, in his own video, he shows where I'm audibly quoting a direct line from the documentary, and even visually you can see it on the screen with the quotation marks. Additionally, you can even see the dual ellipses on either end of that quote, indicating that more of that source was being cited. At the time of recording, it was really obvious to me that it was a citation of the documentary, especially in full context of that section of my video, because that section was wholly dedicated to Brian Deer's work. And for some clarification, I would like to provide both you and Harris with the script that I was working off of. It will be available in the Google Drive. While I believe emphasizing the key phrase of the quote about stopping injections on autistic children was, and still is, very important to point out, the quote should have been fully displayed on screen. This was certainly a poor editing choice, and it's an editing style that I no longer utilize, but it's most certainly not plagiarism.
So there's more. There's about 41 minutes more to be exact, but I'm going to save you the time and let you just realize that that was pretty much the crux of her plagiarism argument. And like I said, you can be derivative, but you don't have to copy. Like, she said the exact same thing. Like, it wasn't like, oh, that's kind of close, or, it's similar. Like, the scripts were exactly the same. And on some level, I get why she did that. you know, from a creator's perspective, she gets given a script and it's something that someone else wrote for her. So do I think she intentionally plagiarized the guy? No. But I do think that it is very close to, if not definitely, plagiarism. Now, outside of all those content complaints, there's been a lot of complaints about her being a bad person. I kind of don't want to get into that. I will talk about it a little bit, but like, that's like something that's like super personal. Like, that's outside of my, I want to say it's outside of my purview, but I talk about like super personal stuff about like other people on here. But I don't know, it's kind of different. Like, some of it's just like, oh, you know, she was mean to me. And then other parts is like, oh, she like was like really horrible to me while we lived together for, you know, months on end, and she was like emotionally abusive. But the crux of it is that a lot of people are coming out and they're being like, hey, whatever her name is, I was about to say Sharon, like Creepshow Art, but whatever her name is, she's a bad person. She's not, you know, doing what she needs to do. You know, a big YouTuber named The Click came out and he was talking about it. So this is something that got a lot of steam, and it all started out with that Legal Eagle tweet. If she had never called out Legal Eagle and gotten mad at them, none of this would have happened. It's so often that like somebody brings about their own downfall, like with the Artisan Builds thing. They denied somebody their PC, and the next thing you know, they get caught for tax fraud, and they have to freeze all the assets and shut down the company. In my opinion, in my view, this is my personal thoughts coming through. If you know you got a lot of dirt, you know, just laying around there, it might be best to just keep your mouth shut sometimes. I don't know, man. Like, it's just, that's just, from what I'm seeing, it might just be best to keep your mouth shut and just let things ride out. Just let it go. Certain things ain't worth your time and energy. Somebody using a similar plugin so they can get a similar effect is not that big a deal. Never has been, never will be. But that's pretty much all I have to say on the subject. My jaw's starting to hurt, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for all the support on the second channel. Thank you for hanging around here, as I've been inconsistent over here. I'm going to get better about that. So anyway, bye.